Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. Welcome to English Grade 8 video lecture series. I'm your instructor Zia Hamid. I hope that you're doing well and you are ready for the lecture of Grade 8. We are talking about Unit 10 and this lecture is about the competency of writing. This is our lecture 4B where we will talk about writing summary and also writing a poem. Let's see what we have. We have two learning outcomes today, two SLOs. First one says that use summary skills to write an objective summary of the given text and poems. And second one says that write multiple paragraph essays or stories or multi-stanza poems or play scripts using correct punctuation and spelling, grammar, grade level vocabulary and transitional devices, following rules of subject-verb agreement, pre-writing, editing, and final draft stages. So students, first one where we will summarize any kind of text. And why do we do it? To show our understanding. And we are going to write objective summary. And for the second learning outcome, we are going to take up multi-stanza poems. And we will follow the mechanics of writing, we will follow the subject-verb agreement, how to write something, writing the first draft, then editing it, checking it, proofreading it, and then submit it. So keeping in mind the process approach of writing, which we have already done, we are going to write this poem or of the theme that is related to our main lesson. Here goes your vertical linkage of these two SLOs with the previous grade. And students, let's talk about today's brainstorming session. Yes, we are going to talk about why it's important to protect nature. And can you write a few sentences about it? This is your writing prompt. Now, the lesson is also about protecting nature. It is about environment conservation. And this is a poem called Mother Earth Weeps. I hope that you have read it correctly. You have read it over and again to understand the meaning and the theme of the poem. Now, on the same topic, on the same theme, can you tell us that why it's important to protect nature? Can you write few lines on your own? Do it quickly and let's continue the lecture. All right, students, for the first learning outcome, let's talk about summary. You are already aware of what a summary is. You take up a text, you read it, and then you tell it in your own words. This is what we call summarizing. So let's read the definition. If you remember, because you have already studied it, a summary is a short statement that gives the main points or ideas of something. It is a short statement or paragraph that tells what something is about but does not include irrelevant details or opinions. Yes. So, a summary can be done in a short statement. It can be done in a paragraph or a very small passage where you have to summarize the text given, whether it's a passage, a paragraph, or multiple paragraphs. Then you need to follow that you do not include irrelevant details, only add important points and main points of the text, and do not include your opinions. If you do not include your opinions, it becomes objective summary. And if you do include your opinions and your interpretation, then that summary will become subjective summary. This is exactly the difference between these two. Objective versus subjective. Let's see. So summaries are of two types. Let's talk about objective first. Objective means verifiable information based on facts and evidence. It means this kind of summary needs to have facts and evidence from the original text. But this kind of summary over here means information or perspective based on feelings, opinions, or emotions. So when you include your feelings, your emotions, your experience and understanding or interpretation of the text, whether it's a passage, a paragraph, an essay, any lesson, whether it's fictional or non-fictional, and even if it is a poem. So do not include your opinions, just stick to the surface level of the text and just explain it as so if you do stick with your opinions and personal opinions, that will become your subjective summary. But we need to learn today about objective summary, where you will not include any of your opinions or biases. So this is the difference between objective versus subjective. Objective here has facts and evidence. Subjective here has opinions and interpretations or your explanation. Now, students, let's talk about this classroom activity from your book. We need to write a summary of the poem Mother Earth Weeps. Now, we know the important steps of writing a summary. We have to use our own words. Let's understand the main points that you need to remember. First, you will have to read carefully about what you want to write in the objective summary. Understand it very well. Write the important details of what you read. Just the important. Write a draft copy or the first attempt of the objective summary. It should be divided into two parts: the structure and the main focus. Phrase everything in your own words. Use verbs in the summary like tells or explains, shows, discussed. All these verbs that you are using of the writer or the poet to summarize. So first we will read carefully. And why are we reading? Why are we comprehending? We are comprehending so that we can create an objective summary. Then you will write it down, understand it well, write the important points, start writing the objective summary, check for any subjectivity. If there is any subjective opinion or understanding, then just eradicate it, eliminate it, and just mention and just rewrite the poem as it is. And that's how we write our summary, and we are talking about objective summary. Yes. Now let's look at this objective summary of the poem Mother Earth Weeps. How do we summarize this? First, we will read the poem carefully till we understand each and every aspect and every symbol or literary devices. The poem Mother Earth Weeps explains the damage caused by humans to the environment. It shows how rivers, seas, and forests have been polluted and destroyed by waste and deforestation. The sky is also filled with harmful gases, making the air dangerous to breathe. The poet shares that Mother Earth is suffering and in need of our care and protection. The poem urges or requests people to take action and be part of the solution to save the planet from further harm or further damage. So in very few lines, you can even make it more short. In very few lines, we have summarized the whole poem in our own words. We did not use any original text from the poem. We did not copy anything from the poem, but we just read it and then just rewrite in our own word in the form of prose. And this is how we summarize a poem. Now, students, for the second learning outcome, where we want to write a poem, we want to write multi-stanza poems. So, from the book, solve this activity, write a poem focusing on an environmental topic. It can be waste pollution, water pollution, etc. Use your imagination to write a poem that raises awareness and the importance of environmental conservation. First, you will choose a topic. Select an environmental issue that you feel strongly about, such as deforestation, pollution, climate change, wildlife preservation, and so on. After choosing the topic, brainstorm. Think about the topic. and extract information from your mind and your surroundings. Look into your feelings, thoughts, and observations related to the chosen topic. Consider its impact on nature, humans, and also our future. Let's talk about imagery. Think about powerful images that you want to convey to the reader. Then you have to structure your stanza. Experiment with different stanza lengths. Short stanzas can create impact while longer ones allow for more elaborative descriptions. So if you want to write a short, quick, crispy kind of a poem, you can select short stanzas. And if you want to write elaborative, descriptive, and detailed kind of poem, then you can write long stanzas. And stanzas include your verses and lines which make up, on all these 4, 5, 6 lines will make up your stanza. So for starters, you can use 4 lines per stanza, and you can write 3 stanzas or 4 stanzas. Choose the structure first and then try to complete your poem in that very structure. All right. Of course, we are going to use figurative language in our poems. Use figurative language to make it more effective and interesting for the readers. You can use metaphor, simile, personification. You can use irony. You can use all these different literary devices that we have learned. Then, according to the process approach of writing, you will proofread it. Carefully review your poem for spelling, grammar, and punctuation errors. Ensure correct subject-verb agreement and sentence structure. Final draft stage is that choose a captivating title that encapsulates the essence of your poem. You have to choose a title at last, and this is how you create a very good poem about environmental problems or issues. All right. Here is an example. You can see that there are 4 lines in this exemplary poem, 4 lines in each stanza. How many stanzas do we have? 3. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, the birds are flying, and the breeze is so cool. Mother Nature is trying her best to give nothing but beautifulness. But what do? Make her a mess. Let's make her the best by polluting less and less and preserve her green dress for our kids and the rest. So this is such a lovely and beautiful poem with a very good and positive message. So in the very same way, you can choose your topic about any kind of environmental issue, select your structure of the stanza, and start following all the rules we have learned in the previous slides and write a poem. Okay, we talked about subject-verb agreement. What is it? Let's see. Subject-verb agreement means your subject and your verb has to agree and it has to be correct. A subject and its verb must be both singular or both plural. A singular subject takes a singular verb. A plural subject takes a plural verb. That is the rule. For example, Junaid lives in Australia. Junaid lives in Australia. Which one is correct? The arguments is sound and well supported. The arguments are sound and well supported. Let's look at the first one. We have singular, Junaid. Then we will have singular verb. This is our verb. This is our subject. So this is right. The arguments are, yes, we have plural subject, then we will use plural verb. We will use plural helping verb. For singular verb subject, we will choose singular verb, and for plural verb, plural subject, we will choose plural verb, and that is the basic and simple rule. Students, now it's time to take up your project. For the activity, you have to write slogans for saving the earth on a chart paper, such as you can write grow plants, recycle, stop pollution, do not litter, etc. Draw images with each slogan. Paste the posters in your school in different corners. Of course, with the permission of the authorities and your principal. Now, you want to show the world that environment conservation is very much important. So take up this project seriously. Be very much creative, make slogans, paste it on the posters and thus paste it on the walls with permission, and you can do this project easily and with your group or pair, and you will have a very good fun and time doing this. So this project is for the activity. For the homework, take up any of the previous lessons from the book, write the objective summary, and then write a 3 to 4 stanza poem of any topic of your own choice. This is your homework of both the learning outcomes that you need to do. These are your 2 simulation links with extensive information, and here is your worksheet where you will write according to the students' learning outcomes that we have. Objective summary and also a poem. These are the resources that we have. You have worksheet, presentation, and a lesson plan. Thank you, students, for listening. I hope that now you'll have a great time writing summaries and also poems. I'll see you in the next video lesson. Allah Hafiz.